Hey, welcome! Today we are diving into a really powerful idea, one that kind of pushes back against our modern obsession with always needing more. We're going to explore what it actually means to find the alignment of enough. And just so you know, this isn't about scarcity, it's about finding real, personal satisfaction.
So let me ask you something, and be honest. Have you ever chased after something, a bigger paycheck, a newer phone, more likes online, and you finally got it, and you just felt, well, kind of the same? If you're nodding along, then you've already bumped into the exact problem we're unpacking today. And not feeling, right there, leads us straight to the problem with more. There's this tipping point, you see, where all the stuff we add to our lives stops adding value and just starts becoming noise. Yeah, the source material just nails it with this quote. And it points to this fascinating paradox. You really can't understand what's enough until you've felt what's too much. It's only when you're totally overwhelmed by the noise of having more than you need that the beautiful, quiet clarity of enough finally cuts through. Okay, so if more is the problem, then what's the solution? Well, it means we have to completely redefine what real sufficiency looks like. And trust me, it's probably not what you think it is. So this is absolutely crucial. We have to let go of this idea that enough is some number you can hit. It's not a certain bank account balance, it's not the size of your house, and it's not a number on the scale. It's an internal feeling, a state of being. This contrast just lays it all out so perfectly. On one side, you've got the world's measuring sticks. Your bank balance, these lifestyle benchmarks we're all supposed to hit, the applause from other people. But on the other side, that's the inner definition. Peace instead of just money. Presence instead of a curated lifestyle, and authenticity instead of applause. It's a massive shift in perspective. So how in the world do you make that shift? Well, it starts right here. The journey to enough is, it's an inside job. It really begins the second you decide to stop performing for everyone else and start tuning into that quiet, authentic voice that's already inside you. All right, that all sounds wonderful in theory, right? But how do we actually do it? This next part gives us a really practical tool. We're going to talk about how to conduct what's called an honest audit to figure out what your personal enough really is. So what is an honest audit? It's really just a simple process of questioning yourself. It's about hitting pause before you start chasing the next shiny thing and asking, hang on, is this desire actually mine? Or is it something society planted in me? It's all about separating your signal from all that noise out there.
And where is all that noise coming from? Well, the source material points to a few usual suspects. You've got culture, which is constantly telling us what a successful life is supposed to look like. Then there's comparison, which, thanks to social media, is on overdrive. You also have unmet emotional needs that we try to patch over with stuff. And of course, there's good old fear, the fear of not being enough or the fear of getting left behind. And the audit itself is so simple, it's beautiful. Step 1, you just acknowledge a desire. Okay, I want that new car. Step 2, you question where it's coming from. Why do I want it? Is it really for me, or is it to look good to other people? And finally, step 3, you just listen. You make a little space to hear what your authentic self actually needs in that moment. And that leads us to the real heart of this whole thing, finding your alignment. It's not just about asking questions, it's about asking the right questions during that audit. Let's start with this one. It's so simple, but wow, is it profound. Forget what you're supposed to want. What genuinely brings you a sense of peace? If it's a quiet afternoon with a good book, why are you chasing a lifestyle that has zero room for that? If all your family really wants is your time, is working longer hours for more money really the right answer? This one right here is the absolute core of the audit. Honestly, learning to tell the difference between these two voices inside your head is like a superpower. The conditioned self always speaks in shoulds and have-tos. But the authentic self, it speaks the language of love to and need to. And you can go even deeper. Ask yourself, am I moving toward this thing out of love for it, or am I just running away from a fear? Is this desire coming from a place where I feel whole and I just want to express it? Or is it coming from a place of hunger, like I'm missing something? The answers to those questions, they'll tell you everything you need to know. So when you start asking these kinds of questions regularly, something really incredible starts to happen. Your whole goal in life just shifts. You stop playing the game of accumulation, collecting more things, more titles, more praise.
and you start playing the game of alignment, where the only goal is to live in a way that feels true to you. So, all of this leads to one final and I think most beautiful idea from this whole exploration: the paradox of enough. Because after all this digging and questioning, there's this really unexpected discovery waiting for you at the end. And this is it. This is the big twist at the end. The whole process of searching for enough doesn't lead you to some distant goalpost. It leads you right back to where you are now, but you see everything with new eyes. By figuring out what would be too much, you suddenly realize that the sufficiency you were chasing was actually here the whole time. It was just buried under a giant pile of things you were told you should want.
So I'll leave you with this final thought to really chew on. What if you just took a moment to do your own honest audit? What if you found out that everything you truly need for a life of peace and presence and authenticity is already here? What if you already have enough? Thanks for joining me for this one.